Hello, my friend. I have a very weird product to test with you today. It's a bra ball for your sponges. This is the Sponge by Makeup Eraser. I did hear some people got these in their Trend Mood boxes. I don't get Trend Mood box, so I bought this because I wanted to try it with you. I wanted to see what the deal was with it. The concept is they give you one of these little sponge things, and we'll talk about what I think of this thing so far. Then you throw it in the bra ball, and then you put it in your washer and your dryer, and it's supposed to clean your sponge, like clean it real good. I got lots of questions. If you want to find out the answers, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. So let's see what they say on Sephora's website as far as what this thing does. It is $18 for the whole setup, which is already $2 less than a regular beauty blender. They call it a reusable first ever machine washable sponge with a durable wash ball designed to withstand the washer and dryer and last twice as long as other sponges and blenders. Now this part cracks me up. It's like, really? What? Free of sulfates, SLS, SLES, of course, free of parabens. Why would there be parabens in this? It doesn't need a preservative. Formaldehydes, formaldehyde releasing agents, phthalates, mineral oil, retinol palmitate, oxybenzone. Why in the world would this have sunscreen in it? That makes no sense. It's just the silliest thing. Coal tar, hydroquinone, which is like a skin lightening thing. I mean, really? Like, that's just silly. The part of that actually is nice is that it says it's vegan, cruelty-free, and comes in recyclable packaging. So that, I think, should have been in there. They should have left the rest of it out because it's just dumb. It says, what else do you need to know? Okay, the sponge is specially formulated using the same unique wash technology as the original Makeup Eraser. I hate terms like that. It's so annoying, like wash technology. Shut up. Okay, sorry. Makeup Eraser is never sending me PR ever because I'm telling them to shut up. Okay, anyway, let's just keep going. Erase makeup out of your sponge with a simple machine wash. The ball has multi-sized droplets, like that's original because that's the same thing that bra balls have, to allow water flow and penetrate deep into the sponge. This part I thought was interesting though, that it's made with non-toxic dye and is hypoallergenic, which are non-regulated terms, so that could mean anything, but latex free I think is an important thing to mention here because I do know that there are latex allergies. And the other thing about latex is you can develop sensitivities to it over time, so it's great that it's latex free. So I got some questions. All right, so Makeup Eraser, my first question is, I wanna know whether it actually cleans this thing, whether you can just throw it in your washing machine and be done with it, whether the day that I do laundry, I just throw this in and I'm done. Like, is that what's happening here? Or is it more complicated than that? My second question is, if I throw this in with clothes, is it gonna get my clothes dirty? And I do have a way of testing that. What we're gonna do is I bought a bunch of these towels. So I got two different kinds. I got bar mop ones and then I got regular washcloths. We're gonna wash it with a pack of these to see if makeup gets on them. Now, on the Makeup Eraser advertising for this, they do say that if you're a heavy makeup wearer, you may wanna soak this for a while before you throw it in the wash. But for me, that ruins the whole convenience factor of being able to throw it in the wash. I wanna know if I can throw it in with my clothes because I am too lazy to like
pre-soak for 15 to 60 minutes.
I want to see whether it would get my clothes dirty or not. So we're going to play with that. I also want to know is if I throw this in my dryer, is it going to melt? Because that is my concern. There is, I'm sure, some kind of plastic or something in this. Is it going to be misshapen? Is it going to be deformed? Like, I need to know what is happening with this after I dry it. My next question is, can I use the bra ball, the Makeup Eraser ball? I keep calling it a bra ball because that's what it looks like to me. Can I use this ball with other brand makeup sponges? Is it going to melt in my dryer? I don't know. So I have this one that I've had for a really long time that's actually Beauty Blender brand, and then I have random brand A. I don't know what this is. I don't know where I got it. I don't know who makes it. I don't know. It's just random brand spongy thing. So we're going to try this with the other two, and we're gonna go through the same process. So we're gonna have 3 different tests. There was another question that the community posed to me when I showed this in live chat, and that was, what about getting detergent on the sponge and then putting putting that detergent on my face. And this is why, me personally, I don't have a problem with that, because I use towels to dry my face that of course have touched detergent. I use the regular makeup eraser that I've been using for years and years and years and years. I use that, and that's touched detergent. I don't have a problem with things that have touched detergent touching my face. And if people have a sensitivity to detergent, chances are they've probably already switched over to a more natural detergent, something that's a little more sensitive. So I personally don't have a problem with detergent touching these and then washing out of it. If you do have a problem with that, this is probably already going to be out for you. It's already done. But for me, that's not a problem. So let's talk about the texture of this and how this works and my experience with this so far compared to, let's say, a beauty blender. I have used so many of them. I've used the one from Real Techniques. I've used the Ulta Beauty one. Those are both very nice. This one doesn't have any water in it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put some water in it so you can compare the two sizes. I'll be right back. Okay, now they're both wet, so you can see the size difference between a traditional beauty blender and the makeup eraser one. I really do like the flat side on it. I know that's not unique. There are lots of blenders with a flat side on it, but I do prefer that to just round all the way around. That way you have a choice, which is nice. It also has a flat bottom, which I also really like a lot. As far as the texture of it, this one definitely feels more rubbery, and this one feels a little bit more spongy. So I do feel like they blend pretty much the same. I can't honestly say scientifically which one absorbs more foundation. I haven't done a test of that. This one feels a little more rubbery even than this one. This one is kind of the happy medium between these two as far as the rubberiness of it. And I find it to be a very effective sponge. I really like using it. It's been working well for me. I have no complaints. It's very soft and it's a very nice sponge. So even if you're not really digging on the bra ball thing, maybe you've got other things you could wash in the little plastic cage, it is a very nice sponge just on its own. So I've been using this for about 2 weeks, so it's definitely got a good bit of foundation in it. They recommend doing it once a week. Now this one I've been using for longer than I care to say and haven't washed it in longer than I care to say. So this one's got quite a bit of foundation in it as well. It fits very nicely in the ball and snaps together and very easy to put together. So that's cool, no problem with that. And now it's time to see if there's magic that happens with this. So let's go upstairs to my washer and dryer. All right, so before we start, I wanna make sure I can show you what this looks like before so you know what to expect after. So we've got that level of dirtiness, and I think it's very strategic that they use this dark color and you can't really see the stains on it so well. Well played, makeup eraser, well played. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in the bra ball. What is it really called? Does it have a different name? And then I'm gonna take these washcloths that I got at Target. I have a pack for each one. So I've got 3 packs of these white washcloths, and then I've got 3 packs of these bar towels, because I figure if you have different kinds of clothes with different kinds of materials, they may pick up stains differently. So I thought it would be better to have, you know, different kinds in there, different materials in there to see if that made a difference. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna throw the bar towels in, I'm gonna throw the washcloths in, I'm gonna throw the makeup eraser beauty ball in there, and we're gonna go ahead and close that. Power. Ding, 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 ding. And we're gonna get a little bit of soap action. All right, wash cycle is done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull those out. Oh, yeah, nice. Well, what the heck's the point of this if it's gonna open up? Really? Well, let's put it back in. We're gonna go ahead and throw that in there. Check out the washcloth. I don't see anything on there. That's the bar towel. And then let me show you a washcloth. That looks pretty clean as well. And let's hit start. Okay. See if it busts open in there. I tightened it pretty good. You ready to see? Let's see what happened. Okay, so we have our towels, and still everything looks nice and clean, so that's good. And it stayed together. Yay, that's good. Okay, so we're gonna test the other two ones. So I'll make sure this is nice and tight and see if maybe I just didn't screw it tight enough. So let's see how it looks. Look at that. Like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, that's so gross. It's dirtier than when I put it in. But to be fair, these are brand new towels. These are brand new. So, yeah, that is disgusting. Ew. I mean, it comes off relatively easily, but that's not cute. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna use, since these are still like perfectly clean, I think I'm gonna use these again and use the next beauty blender, because if these weren't brand new, that might not have done that. So we'll, you know, give it the benefit of the doubt on that, but that is pretty gross. That's not cute at all. All right, so let's see if we can get this lint off. Kind of ruins the point of drying it. All right. But you can definitely see that it is a lot cleaner than it was. Look at that, it's perfect. It's perfectly clean. Like in comparison, well, maybe not perfect. I don't know what the deal is with that. That's different. But it is, I mean, it's clean. I don't know, is that clean though? I don't know, what do you think? Is that clean? Oh no. All right, let's go for round two. This is the Beauty Blender brand, and let's take a quick look and see how dirty this is. This is scuzzy. Like, this is, like I said, I'm embarrassed at how long it's been since I've washed this. So I'm just curious to see whether we can use this system with other brands. So let's drop it in, and I'm going to screw it as tight as I can. And I'm gonna throw, since these towels are clean, I'm gonna double check each one as I throw it in. I'm not gonna bore you with the whole thing, but I'm gonna double check and make sure all of them are clean before I start it. Ready for round two? Bam. And quick wash, and 1, 2, 3, go. All right, Beauty Blender time. Let's see, did it break open? Did it break open? No, it didn't. So it's possible that I just didn't tighten it enough. So, note, tighten it real tight. Oh my gosh, tighten it too tight. Okay, let's see. How's it look? That looks a lot better. You can still see makeup on it, but it definitely looks a lot better. Now the question is, should we put this in the dryer? Because this one was not said you could put it in the dryer. I think we should put it in the dryer, because I want to see what happens. Okay, so that goes in there. Let's look at the towels. Okay, let's see. They look pretty clean still. There you go. So that was a bar towel. And now let's look at a washcloth. Yep, they're still clean. So the makeup is not getting on the towels. And of course this isn't a guarantee depending on what kind of makeup you use, your clothes that you're using. This isn't a guarantee that it's not gonna get on your clothes, but I mean, it's an indicator that it may not. Make sure I got this nice and tight. All right, we'll see if it comes out linty this time. Bam. And go. Please don't be linty. Please don't be linty. Please don't be linty. Is it linty? Okay, it's still in here. Is it linty? Is it linty? I can't get it open because I tightened it so much. And it is linty. Darn, man, look at that. It's linty. It's real linty. All right. So it's pretty easy to rinse the lint off, but what's the point of trying it if you have to keep rinsing the lint off? So it definitely looks much cleaner It looks good. I mean, it's definitely still has some stains on it. But remember how dirty this thing was. It definitely looks much better. And nothing melted. So that's good. No melting is good. Okay, now we're at Mystery Blender A. Okay. Throw it in. Pop it in. Tighten it up nice and tight. Double check the towels. Looking pretty good. I don't see any stains on it anywhere. So we're good there. That's the one towel, and let's check the other one just to make sure. Yep, we are good. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer all these over, and we're ready for our last try. And start. All right, last one. Are you ready? Okay. Balls stayed together. So that is, to me, saying the first time I did it, I just didn't make it tight enough. We are definitely still stained, but we have significantly less on there. It definitely cleaned it probably as well as I could have hand washed it. It looks pretty good. So do we even bother to put this back in the dryer? I don't know. I guess we might as well because we did it with all the rest of them. So I guess we probably should throw them back in the dryer, you know, for science. And again, they're completely and totally clean. So to me, this says that they are, it's not going to put makeup on my clothes. But again, it's going to depend on what kind of foundation you wear and what kind of makeup you wear. I did use some contouring products. I usually use those with my sponges, so there's probably some darker colored makeup on my sponges, but who knows, you know? You're gonna have to, you know, figure that out with your own personal products. But, you know, for me, I think I feel okay washing them without worrying about the makeup getting on my clothes. We're good to go. We'll see if we get lints just for science. I think we're getting lint. Are we ready? See the final verdict. Oh, it broke open. Oh man, I must not have tightened it enough. Well, it's still in there. Somehow it stayed in there even though it broke open. Maybe it broke open last minute, I don't know. But it's definitely dry and it's not fuzzy. There's no lints. I wonder why. I have no idea. Maybe the towels ran out of lint. I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's double check and look at the towels and make sure they're clean. They are still clean. That's one kind. Yep, they're all still very white. All right, so are you ready to go back into the beauty room? We're gonna be talking final thoughts. Be right back. All right, we are back. Let's go ahead and go into some final thoughts. Let's answer the questions that we asked earlier. So number one, does it clean the sponge? I think it cleans it just as well as any other time I've cleaned it. I don't know, have you ever used a beauty sponge and had it come completely clean without stains, especially after using it for an entire week? Like, I understand, like, maybe you used it, washed it right away, and maybe the stains came out, but I have never had a beauty sponge go completely clean by hand washing, you know, in like in brush cleaner or whatever, and, you know, rinsing it out and then letting it air dry. Never had that it completely come out. And every single one of these still has makeup stains on it. Everyone does, but I really didn't expect it to come completely clean. I would have been shocked. So it did what I expected it to do. Number two, will it get my clothes dirty? Well, I mean, based on this, it doesn't look like there was a problem with that, but there are other factors to consider, which is like the color of my foundation is pretty light, so maybe that might be part of it. The amount of pigment that is in your individual foundation, whether it is a lighter color pigment, a deeper color pigment, it doesn't matter, but the amount of pigment that is in the foundation you use may be more likely to stain something than what I have, whether you're using with blush products, contour products. I know I've used this one with both blush and contour products before I washed it. But still, depending on the products you use, whether they're water-based, oil-based, whatever the ingredients, you may have a different experience than I did, but I personally feel absolutely fine washing my beauty sponges in with my regular clothes at this point. Number 3, what happens when I dry it? Will it melt? No, they didn't melt. I'm very excited. They didn't melt, but I do want to mention about this breaking open, that this did break open the first time with the wash. It broke open the last time with the dry. So you just have to really make sure you've got this closed tight. So if you have mobility issues, that may be a complete deal breaker for you. You may have something like one that you use to wash your bras, some other thing like this that is easier for you. Maybe it has little clasps or something on it that you may like better than this, but you are going to be able to have to really close it tight to keep it in there through the entire wash and dry cycle. Number 4, can I put any sponge in the dryer ball? And the answer is yes. You can put any sponge in. They all worked. I was honestly expecting one of them, at least one of them to melt or have an issue or something. None of them did. The biggest issue I had, of course, was the lint on these two. I don't know if that's going to continue to happen or if it was because they were brand new towels. That's a question that we still have. This one definitely has a different texture than these. It's definitely more rubbery. Like I said earlier, this one is semi-rubbery. This one's pretty rubbery, and this one's not really rubbery. It's more spongy. So I don't know. That's another question that I just still have at this point. So my final verdict, do I think I'm still going to use this? Yeah, I absolutely think that I will, because I am one that it takes me forever to wash my brushes, clean my sponges. It's not part of my regular routine. But what I can do is at the end of the week, I can take this up and just throw it in the washer and know that it's gonna get clean whenever we do the laundry. Or whenever we do the laundry, I can make sure to go grab it and throw it in. I'm much more likely to do that than I think maybe some other people would be, but you just have to decide whether it's worth it for you. Is this a necessary process? Does it do a better job than hand washing? I don't think so. And we showed that you don't need to use the makeup eraser one in order for this to work. If you have any other kind of cage-like device, you can throw your sponge in and it may work. I think that it would. I would be willing to try it. You just have to decide for yourself, of course, whether you're willing to try that or not. Again, I'm not taking any responsibility if anything happens to your clothes or anything happens to your stuff. That use at your own risk. But for me, I personally feel very comfortable with it. So is this a success or a failure? I would say overall, it's pretty successful. Unnecessary, but successful. But I'd be curious to know whether you are open to washing your beauty sponges in the washing machine after talking about it and seeing what happened today. I would love to know your thoughts on this product. Have you tried it? What's been your experience? Would you be interested in trying this even with things that you already own without purchasing this specifically? Please leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you would like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a video for you right down there to watch. But if it is your time to go, it's no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. Mad love to you. And I will see you in a video very, very soon.